Welcome everybody to the game breaking news. We have another leak here, this time from the Hong Kong PlayStation Store. They leaked the whole listing for Far Cry 6 on their PlayStation Store early with a release date and everything. The release date that they leaked was for February 18th, 2021. As I said earlier, this thing ain't coming out any later than March 2021, so this is right on track unless it gets delayed later. But so far, they're saying it's going to be released on February 18th, 2021. Mark it on your calendars. I can't wait now. Let's read the description and everything for this listing that has since been removed by this PlayStation Store over there in Hong Kong. Okay, you could have pre-ordered it and everything if you would have jumped on it soon enough. They say pre-order now to get a state-of-the-art Discos Locos weapon in a skin for Chorizo, and they have the box art there with none other than Giancarlo Esposito posing behind a young fellow who looks a whole lot like Vaz. And what else did I say? I was speculating that there might be a baby Vaz character. People are already starting to circle in the dude's eyebrows because he has a slit in his eyebrow, maybe from a scar or something like that, and it matches up with the character of Vaz when he gets older in Far Cry 3. So this could be a young Vaz, but his name doesn't match up, so maybe he had a name change or something like that, but we'll see anyway. So you can get that pre-order bonus there. It says upgrade to PlayStation 5 version for free. So if you buy the PlayStation 4 version, which is the common price of that is what, $59.99, and they're saying maybe the PlayStation 5 games are going to cost $69.99. So why not buy it on the PlayStation 4 and then automatically upgrade it and save yourself $10? You can do that, maybe, we'll see. But it does say the PlayStation 4 game gives access to the corresponding Far Cry 6 PlayStation 5 digital version at no additional cost when available. Now, the description of the gameplay and everything like that, let's get into that. It says, welcome to Yara, a tropical paradise frozen in time, as the dictator of Yara, Anton Castillo, is intent on restoring his nation back to its former glory by any means. With his son, Diego, following in his bloody footsteps, their ruthless oppression has ignited a revolution. It goes on to say here, fight for freedom, play as Danny Rojas, a local Yaran, and become a guerrilla fighter to liberate the nation. Yara torn apart, fight against Anton's troops in the largest Far Cry playground to date across jungles, beaches, and Esperanza, the capital city of Yara. Guerrilla firepower, employ makeshift weapons, vehicles, and amigos, the new fangs for hire to burn the tyrannical regime to the ground. Alright, so there's some key gameplay info in here. You're playing as a character with a name, a personality most likely, and maybe even a voice. I voiced, no pun intended, my opinion that I think I would prefer a character that does not have a voice and I can kind of project my own personality into the character I'm playing as. But I know a lot of people out there, they want to get involved in the protagonist being a voiced character and everything like that. They want them to do the talking for them and everything. I think it's better to kind of let the player fill in those shoes themselves, but we'll see here. It's looking like maybe we're going to return to a voiced protagonist there. Also, the setting is sounding like a Cuban-inspired locale, a tropical locale like Okabe was talking about. Now, we don't have any word on the horses, the jetpacks, but we do have word on the co-op. If you read down here, it says offline single player and online multiplayer, 2 players. That sounds like 2-player co-op to me. Sadly, there's no mention of any more multiplayers. Okay, we only have 2 players in multiplayer, so that's either, if we're going to have PvP, it's 1v1, or there's not going to be any PvP like we had back in Far Cry 5, alright? There's probably, 16 players on them PvP maps that we could customize? If we're not going to have that here, then we're going backwards, guys. We need to have some PvP in this next game if Far Cry 5 had it. It might not have been the most popular game mode, but whose fault is that? You guys maybe didn't make it as cool as it could have been, alright? I do like that there's custom maps and you can play on people's custom maps and fight at each other. Maybe the game modes weren't there, okay? If we just have team deathmatch and stuff like that, we need to take that seed of the idea and flesh it out some more, and then you'll have a successful PvP mode. And I think we need to have PvP, co-op, and single player in these games these days, guys. Don't leave out something just because the players weren't playing it. Guess what? If you perfect it, then you're going to have more players than you can ever imagine playing it, okay? So it's not looking good for my PvP guys out there, okay? And I haven't heard any word on the arcade or custom map editor or anything like that. They better include that. That's all I know, because that is the main thing I'm looking forward to. So we have an idea here in the teaser trailer. As you can see, Far Cry released that, and you can see the actor Giancarlo Esposito smoking his cigar. That's a common thing you'll see in Cuban countries. They're known for their Cuban cigars and stuff like that. So we have the release date, the leak from Hong Kong, and it's funny that it leaked from Hong Kong because this is about a tyrannical dictator, and they had a similar situation over there in Hong Kong where people were rising up, rebelling against their tyrannical leaders. The teaser was saying that Giancarlo's character would not approve of that. I don't think he would approve of what's been going on over there in Hong Kong neither. So that's funny that it leaked from Hong Kong now. In recent history, they're known for their uprisings, and that's what we're going to have going on in Far Cry 6 is a rebellion, guys. So Game Reactor was right with their leak. I had a feeling they're on to something. I reported on that last time here on Controller Sports for the game breaking news. They said that they knew Giancarlo in his Collider interview was talking about starring in Far Cry 6. Sure enough, we got it going here, guys. Now, was Okabe right? He was right on the tropical setting. So if he's right on the tropical setting, so far he's on the right path. So I think we might get them horses. One reason is because in the leaked listing of Far Cry 6 from the PlayStation Store, they said that the setting is going to be frozen in time, a lot like Cuba, where you got the old cars and stuff like that. Cuba was like locked in time from like the 50s because they weren't importing nothing or nothing like that, new stuff from overseas and stuff like that. So they had all these old cars. Well, if this city that we're talking about here is locked in time, maybe they're locked in time when all they have is horses and stuff like that. So it could be true that they got horses and maybe they start importing them jetpacks, and that's where you get a mix of the old world with the new world. It's starting to come together, guys. I do think Okabe is telling us the truth here. He's talking about co-op as well. That's confirmed too. So tropical, co-op, stuff like that. So I like that. He's on the right track now. So we see the box art. Now this box art's a little different because usually they have the video game art as the box art. This is the first time it looks like it's could be actual footage, like a photo of the actors instead of the video game footage. Maybe the Far Cry 6 PlayStation 5 graphics are going to be that good to where it looks photorealistic. I mean, I don't know. If so, I'm hyped up for that. We'll see about that. I don't know. Maybe they're switching things up here, but I thought that looked a little funny. Not used to seeing actual photos there for the box art. But then again, I can't tell if it's real or if it's photo. I don't know, guys. I guess, hey, graphics are evolving out here. So we got a lot of info on Far Cry 6 before Ubisoft Forward. What could they talk about here? We got to see some new stuff at Ubisoft Forward. We almost goddamn know pretty much everything about this game, but we got to see some gameplay footage still. Hopefully they'll show us that on July 12th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time at the Ubisoft Forward event. Okay, I want to hear more info as well on the map editor, another key feature of Far Cry games. I want to know if there's any PvP. Maybe that's why they pulled the listing off, because it wasn't completed. Hopefully that's why, not just because it was a leak. But I don't see no mention of more than 2 multiplayer players, and I don't like that. Hopefully they'll clear that up. I want to hear more info. I think what we'll see is an extended trailer with Giancarlo's and stuff like that, but I really want to see some gameplay and arcade map editor custom maps returning to Far Cry 6. Please, that's my main thing. Now, last thing I want to do is give some shout outs to some commenters who called the Cuban setting. There's people that are watching my channel in the comments there who said that they think it's going to be a Cuban setting. All right, so I don't know what kind of info they have. Maybe some people within Ubisoft are watching the channel. Congratulations to you for calling it, but there's definitely some people I remember saying, I hope it's a Cuban setting, or I know it's probably going to be a Cuban setting, and we need to look into those people because they know something that we don't know, maybe. But anyway, they could be a good source for us, so keep it coming. I appreciate that. Thank you everybody for watching the channel. After Ubisoft Forward, I'm going to be dropping the next video going deep dive. Okay, I'm going to be diving deep into the info that comes out after Ubisoft Forward and stuff like that. That's what we do on this channel. We don't just scratch the surface. We dive deep into these leaks. We dive deep into the info and look past the surface stuff that everybody else knows. Okay, so subscribe to the channel if you want the deep info. Okay, if you want the good stuff. All right, so until next time, this has been Rusty Pfluger, over and out.